I never imagined that a simple joke could turn into one of the most unforgettable nights of my life. It all started when my wife, Emily, casually tossed out a line at our neighbor's housewarming, laughing as she said, "$50 and a burger, and I'll do it." At first, it seemed like harmless teasing, a playful exaggeration meant to get a laugh. But something about the way she said it, and the way our neighbor, Ryan, looked at her, told me that the evening was about to take an unexpected turn. Emily had always been playful, quick with jokes, and loved testing boundaries for fun. Over the years, though, I'd learned that even casual jokes, especially in public, can sometimes reveal deeper truths about people's intentions and priorities. So I stayed quiet, observing, letting the room respond naturally. Some friends laughed, others chuckled politely, but a subtle tension was already forming in the air. Ryan, our neighbor, was calm and confident, the kind of guy who seemed to notice details most people missed. He didn't react right away. He just raised an eyebrow, a faint smile playing on his lips, though it didn't reach his eyes. I could tell he understood Emily's playful challenge and the little provocation behind her words. The night went on casually with snacks, small talk, and laughter, but the energy subtly shifted. Emily kept nudging the conversation back to her original joke, clearly enjoying everyone's reactions. I could see the spark of mischief in her eyes. She expected Ryan to respond the same way everyone else had, lightheartedly. But he didn't bite immediately. That small hesitation alone was enough to unsettle her slightly. Finally, after a brief pause, Ryan replied calmly, $50 and a burger? How about 500 instead? His words were light, almost joking, but the effect was immediate. Emily froze mid-laugh, her eyes widening as the room seemed to collectively pause. What had started as playful teasing had suddenly become a challenge she hadn't anticipated. Her confident smirk vanished. For the first time that evening, she was caught off guard. Confronted with an unexpected reality, her light-hearted joke was met with a response that carried real weight. Emily's reaction was almost instant. Her posture faltered, and she laughed nervously, trying to play it off. "Oh, come on. 500? You're joking," she said, though the nervous edge in her voice betrayed her. She had underestimated Ryan. Ryan stayed calm, measured, and didn't escalate. His quiet confidence shifted the room's energy. The laughter surrounding Emily's joke faded, replaced by a tense awareness. A moment that had been lighthearted had become a test of perception, composure, and understanding. I remained silent, watching every subtle expression, every small gesture. Emily's eyes darted between Ryan and me, seeking support or reassurance, but found none. I didn't intervene. That was the point. Before we continue, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming stories and updates here on the channel. After a few minutes, Emily tried to regain her composure, making another joke to lighten the tension, but it felt forced. Her previous confidence had diminished. The room had shifted. What had been playful dominance was gone. Ryan's calm, steady response had realigned the dynamic, and she realized it immediately. Later that night, after our guests left, the tension lingered. Emily and I were alone, and I could see her processing the evening. She avoided direct eye contact, her usual playfulness subdued. I spoke calmly, not to scold, but to acknowledge what happened. "You've got to be careful with jokes like that," I said. "People can respond in ways you don't expect, and it can carry consequences you didn't consider." She nodded slowly, finally meeting my gaze. "I didn't think it would go that far," she admitted quietly. It was the first time she truly acknowledged the weight of her words. That simple joke, meant to be playful, had led to a humbling realization. The following days were quiet but revealing. Emily seemed more thoughtful, more aware of how her words and actions affected others. The casual teasing that had once come so easily now felt measured, carefully considered. Ryan's unexpected response had left a subtle but lasting impact. It wasn't about the money or the wager. It was about respect, awareness, and understanding the weight of words. Ryan had played no role in lecturing or chastising. He simply responded in a way that revealed the consequences of her actions. The lesson was natural, almost inevitable. Emily understood that even trivial jokes could backfire, and that the playful power she had wielded so confidently could shift instantly. Later that week, she approached me privately. "I get it now," she said. "I didn't mean anything by it, but I see how it came across. I won't joke like that again." Her acknowledgement was sincere. I knew she had internalized the lesson. That housewarming, which I had initially thought would be a night of casual laughs, became something far more profound. It taught both of us about boundaries, awareness, and the subtle but undeniable impact of words and actions. Humor is powerful, but when misused, it can reveal vulnerabilities, challenge relationships, and test respect. By the end of the night, Emily's laughter had shifted to understanding. A quiet, thoughtful presence, reflecting growth and insight. Our relationship, tested by a single impulsive joke, emerged stronger and more resilient. That evening reminded me that perception often outweighs intention, and lessons learned through experience tend to leave the deepest mark. A simple joke, $50 and a burger, had turned into a profound lesson in accountability, respect, and awareness. It was a moment neither of us would forget, where the playful met the serious, and the lesson became undeniably clear.